Hello, everybody, and today we're here to talk about Kingdom Hearts Union Key, like Union X. So this game was originally on the mobile game, and it came out, and this was supposed to tell us a story of the ancient Keyblade War, which that has been alluded to since Kingdom Hearts 1. They've been getting on us about that ancient Keyblade War, and we never known nothing but King Neptune and everything acting crazy. So at the beginning of this game, you see Kyrie's grandmother who knew the lore before, and she telling you the lore yet again. Kyrie's grandmother know all. So let's get into this game. So this game starts you off as like you create your own character in this one. Your own character for what reason he's doing something called he got to join a faction. You got 5 different factions, and you can pick one of these factions, and you have to complete the missions and the challenges in the game. And basically they say they collecting Lux. You could basically say Lux is light. They collecting fragments of light, I guess. And the house that has the most light, kind of like Hogwarts, they get to, win, I guess. I guess they just get the light. So your main character joined this house, and he's seeing stuff and everything. And you just going in this story mode. It's some weird things that happen. Like, some of the weirdness that happens is you see that there are people in different factions, and you end up helping them sometimes, and they end up helping you, even though y'all technically competing against each other for the Lux. But that's neither here nor there. Some of the weirdness too is sometimes you'll see Donald, Goofy, and Mickey just roll up in there. That was very strange. And in this story, it starts getting so cryptic where you see Maleficent show up in here, and apparently Maleficent, she reveals that after you beat her in Kingdom Hearts 1, she went straight here. And for whatever reason, they go into a whole bunch of Disney worlds that Sora was going to in the mainline timeline. So that's very strange. That don't really make a whole lot of sense. And you see Hercules and the rest of them. It's like the Disney characters are in their own separate universe where the flow of time is just manifesting completely different than the flow of time in the main Kingdom Hearts timeline. So I have no idea why that happens, but that's how it goes. So long story short, you start realizing that the foretellers, which are the factions, these are the leaders of the factions, and they start having beef with each other. They start ready to square up on each other. So now everything starts going chaotic. Now you had made friends with some of the characters from the different factions. Like one of them is a kid named Ephemera, where they have a scene with him where he's talking to like one of the foretellers, and he's trying to figure out what's in their ancient book of prophecies. So the book of prophecies, we will elaborate more on that later, but basically, long story short, the book of prophecies is this big master book that the foretellers that control all the factions have access to, and they get to see all the events that will happen in the future. So I guess they saw Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 3, and a whole bunch of other stuff. They saw that Missing Link game that never came out. They saw it all. And these 5 leaders, they got access to that information, and nobody else can see it. So I guess something they saw in there was not so great. So they just start fighting, squaring up. And then everybody's like, oh man, we about to go to war soon. And then sure enough, they go ahead and go to war. So one of the other things to take note with this is these characters, they get like this bagel and these cheerities. So they get the power to like summon some magic and everything. And they got these charities, which are like these little plushies or whatever that each one of them get. And they little plushie basically tells them that they can, that plushie helps them and everything. But some of these plushies start turning bad. Like it's a bad plushie in there, a bad charity you call him. And he be summoning some Heartless. He be summoning Heartless to the past. And he be out there on dirt. So that bad charity, he be running things. And that bad charity be just getting darkness and everything. He just be messing stuff up. So while you seeing that the foretellers are starting to fight each other, the bad charity is out there instigating. So long story short, they start getting to a war. We can't stop it. And you see that your main character is trying to prevent it, save everybody. And then your main character go to that Keyblade War. And I think we whooped the foreteller a few times. I think we was in there fighting them. We didn't really beat them, but we beat them in the game. And this game was terrible to play. And you go ahead and take that foreteller down. That foreteller is knowing some true justice from Kingdom Hearts Key. So you beat that foreteller, and now you looking up, and your main character is gone. He has been defeated. So your main character starts dropping out, and he lost, and that's the end of your story. The main character has got beat. He got beat down. And since your main character lost, you be looking at this game like, oh, okay, well, our main character's gone. And then they start showing you the credits and everything. And one of his friends, Ephemera, he reaches his hand out for him and everything. And I think Scald or something, the other girl. And they look at him, and then he just going away. He's going down. He's going away. Now, one of the things to note is that one of the other things that I forgot about that did happen in here is there was this girl that was luring you into like a tunnel or whatever, and then that girl had disappeared and turned to some light and then got beat. So some darkness thing lured her into a corridor, and she was gone. So that was strange. But long story short, you played as this character that had all this power, and he got dusted, and everybody started getting beat. There was some survivors, but a lot of people got beat, and they said that the survivors were known as dandelions. So those were people that were selected by one of those foretellers to be some of the kids that get to save themselves and be able to, get out of this Keyblade war that was going to get everybody out of the way. So that ended up happening. That was what it was. It was kind of cold. It was kind of cold. But yeah, they ended up doing that to him. And the main character, if I remember correctly, this main character was kind of cold because this main character was able to be helped by the dandelions a little bit. So they was helping him. And I believe this main character sacrificed himself. This main character saw that there was these like 7 darknesses, and these darknesses were all supposed to represent, the 7 sins or whatever. And the main character had fought some of them, and he trapped himself in another dimension and, went down with them. He went down like a boss. So it was kind of sad. But long story short, that main character ended up losing and everything, and he ended up losing. And where that game eventually leads off to is it's kind of weird because I know that game kind of splits off, and it gets kind of weird because it splits off and it implicates to another game called Union Cross where we got new leaders. This is like the season 2 pass. And then it also goes into one called Xehanort Dark Road, which we'll get to that later, much later. But this Union Cross, man, they just it's a mobile game. You play it, and then you go ahead and collect the stuff, and you summon the medals, and you get beat in the Keyblade War. What more could you ask for? What more could you get? They got dusted in the Keyblade War. But anyway, that was Union Cross. Next time, the game we will be talking about next will be, I guess we'll talk about, no, that was Union Key. Next one, we'll talk about Union Cross. The Union Cross is kind of like an extension to that. Nah, we'll talk about Union Cross while we're here. Like, at no point. We can talk about that right now, I guess. Oh no, Union Cross is so complicated. I'll see y'all next time for Union Cross because it's gonna be kind of weird. All right, everybody, take care.